Do you look for men or a man who is like your father?
No.
No? Why not?
My father is a great guy. I have an incredible relationship with him. He's someone who I respect and admire, and he has tenderness. And there are things that I know I go up against him. We've always sort of...
Can you give me a couple examples of things you did not like about your father that you would not want in a man that you were married to? Because a lot of women have that problem. They want a man who's like their father or not like their father.
Yeah, my dad is very similar to me, independent. And I think that is beautiful and wonderful, and within his independence, he has a hard time communicating. And he doesn't communicate as clearly as I would like him to with my mom.
Is your mother a difficult woman to live with for your father?
She can be tough.
Ah.
Yeah.
And your father doesn't know how to handle that at times?
I think that neither of them know how to handle each other at times. You know, they're both very, very strong-willed people.
You said that you were an independent, tough woman. What is that exactly?
That is someone who is very strong-minded and has a hard time folding under someone else's opinion.
So why would a man want to marry a woman like that? Because men look for women that are ready to be a wife, they want to be a mother, they understand the order of life and that the man is the head of the woman, and they don't want to have to be fighting this strong-willed woman.
Well, I would say that a man doesn't necessarily want to be the head of a woman.
You say he does not?
Does not.
Why
I would say that men and women are equal and different. And I might be the head in some ways, and he might be the head in some ways.
But that doesn't work.
I also am a provider.
That doesn't work because in any company, whether it's a family or friendships or businessships, no such word, I don't think. But there's always the president and the vice president, and the woman is the vice president in a family. And so if you don't have the president guiding the vice president and the children, it's not going to work.
I feel like it's a partnership. So it's
But men don't see it that way, though.
Many men do see it that way. And it's not, there is that mentality and there is that type of man who doesn't see it that way. And I wouldn't say that is across the board. I'm a born and bred West Angelino. I'm from Los Angeles. My dad is from Los Angeles. The mentality here is, I feel, a little bit more forward thinking, with the woman being more of a partner.
But that's never going to work, though. That's why a lot of relationships are not working, because they are partners, which is a bad word, by the way, because partners came from the radical homosexuals. They want to pretend that they're married, and so they want us to accept it, so they use the word partner. So I hear a lot of men and women using that word, partner, but it's not going to work unless you do it the right way. Wouldn't you agree?
I would say that the reason why marriages are failing is not because of partnership, it's because of lack of communication.
Really?
And being very clear on what you feel, what you need, and communicating your needs on both ends. So there's too much assumption, there's too much, well, this is my role and that's what I'm going to do and you just have to deal with it, instead of, this is how I'm feeling and this is what I would like your role to be, and you're really great at this role and I'm really great at this role, and let's figure out how we can meld.
I know what's wrong right now.
Oh no.
Men don't feel like being a man is a role. They're not playing a role. And I think women think that's what they're doing. Men are naturally doing what they do. It's in their nature to lead, to be the president, to protect their families, to provide for the families. And I think women think that the men are playing a role because women try to be that way too. And in order for a woman to be like a man, she has to play a role. But men are not playing a role. That's who they are.
Well, no, because men, they do have the inclination and desire to lead, yes. And they do want to be the provider in that caveman style, definitely. And there are also women who want to lead and are very capable of leading and can lead and do it as successfully, and sometimes, many times more successfully than a man. She just does it differently. We have different men and women, as I said, we are equal. We're just different.
In what way are men and women different? I know that emotionally, women are emotional, men are not. Men are natural born leaders, women are not. What ways do you see men and women as being different?
I wouldn't create those firm lines between women are emotional, men are not. And I think that in saying that, it's actually continuing to create those gender lines. Men can be emotional creatures. They are trained not to be. They are trained to not voice their feelings, to not voice their emotions. I know as a mother of a 2-year-old, I see my son being a very emotional person.
Wow.
I see him as
men who are emotional are weak men.
That is
and
not
women
true.
Women don't like weak men like that because it's like being with another woman.
Yeah,
and so
totally disagree with you.
You know
My
why?
son is not in any capacity a weak man.
But if
at
he's
2 years
emotional-
old, he is anything but a weak man.
But that's abnormal for him to be
Not
emotional
at all.
at 2.
It's just not trained to be something different. Children are who they are energetically. They are love. They are kind. They are understanding. They are learning. We treat them and train them to be very certain types of people and put them in a specific lane. I have dated men who are non-emotional and just always on in their critical head. And I've also worked with a lot of men who are that, and they so crave to be able to just drop their shoulders sometimes and be.
That's amazing.
And feel and say, you know what? I had a really hard day today, and I'd like to have someone who can be there for me. We all
But you would
need
not
that.
want a man like that, would you?
Absolutely, I
You want a
would.
man that would want you to be there for him because he has such a hard day. Life is so rough. And
I
you
wouldn't
need to be
want
there
that
for
to
him.
be who he is. Everything is always bummer. Everything is always hard. And he wouldn't want to be with a woman who everything was
Right.
always hard. That's just not an energy that anyone wants.